Previously on Simply Dave, I am of course referring to the Steven Universe fan base, dear God. Now, what do I think of the show? I think it's a good show with flaws. What do I think of the fandom? I think the fandom is a bad fandom with very, very few good parts. That fandom, honestly, could have an entire video separate just dedicated towards how absolutely bad it is, and I would know because I was in the thick of it with the Steven Universe Amino. Yep, I think it's about time I talk about that. For the unfamiliar, I'm just gonna run down what all these things are. Steven Universe was a show created by Rebecca Sugar that lasted for 5 seasons and had a movie and an epilogue series that really sucked. Amino, an app that every YouTuber was shilling back in 2015 that allowed you to talk to other people when in reality everyone was doing dramatic roleplays with each other and depressive with one another. Everyone on that app wanted to die, and the Steven Universe Amino was a community that was available on that app for free. Now that all that info dumping is out of the way, it's time I mention the Steven Universe community on it and why it was one of the worst communities on that app. For starters, the public chats always had some sort of drama going on, and I know that that usually went for all Aminos, but for this one it was a little bit different in the sense that the drama was extra cringe as opposed to being just cringe. Remember how I said that everyone on that app wanted to die? Well, some of the drama that would ensue would be domestic drama, like with some users and their parents, which was not the greatest thing. There was a story in particular where one of the users had her White Diamond cosplay completely ripped up by their father. So that's fun. That community also wanted to pretend to be all kumbaya and have everything in the palm of their hands and blah blah blah. Okay, well maybe not in the palm of their hands, but everyone wanted to be all peachy, and well, that wasn't really gonna happen in an Amino community. Kind of reminds me of those Christian songs, you know the ones. Not the ones that sing about hardship and how Jesus will save you. I'm talking about the ones that are like, yeah, life is good, life is fun, life is great, when it's not. That community was also toxic in the sense of if you had a differing opinion from the group, you would straight up be kicked out of group chats. I remember once in particular, I was in a voice chat with some other people, and I wanted to say that Undertale was better than Five Nights at Freddy's. Would you like to know what happened to me? I ended up getting kicked from the group chat. Yes, we were all children, but at the same time, do better. But that's not even the main meat and potatoes of this video. No. For you see, I'm not just going to be talking about this public chat. I'm going to be talking about the time that I got invited to a private Steven Universe Amino chat and the absolutely insane that went on in that thing. Now, apologies, but all of this happened on my old Android phone, meaning that I don't have any screenshots of anything that happened, and to be honest, that wouldn't even serve us for much, considering most of this was happening in voice chats anyway. So yeah, let's just get into this crazy story, shall we? Randomly, on one faithful day, I was invited to a private Steven Universe Amino community dubbed the Diamonds. As far as I'm aware, these days, the Steven Universe Amino community has a diamond symbol as their little amino picture, but this was before that was taken, so these people ended up using it for their private community. As soon as I was invited, I immediately asked some people that I knew in the public one, hey, what is this? What is going on here? I don't know what is happening right now. What is this thing? Everyone proceeds to tell me that I should look at it with caution because it is probably one of the most toxic amino communities on the entire app. Their words, not mine. So I go ahead and I read the rules for this community, and it is a hardcore roleplay community. And when I say hardcore, I am talking hardcore. If you are roleplaying a fusion, which I was roleplaying Garnet at the time, there was straight up fusion racism in this private amino community. That is how dedicated they were to it. If your account was fusion-based in any way, you would have to proceed with extra caution because apparently everyone wanted your head. Obviously, the admin, the main admin, the owner of the server, community, whatever, was a White Diamond role player, but here's the thing about her. No one liked her because she was 9 years old. I think you may now understand where most of these problems are going to be coming from. Or you might not, we'll see. So apparently for this here little private community, once you were in and once you had read the about page, you had to go to this welcoming group chat and then be like, I am here, I am new, give me the rundown here. When I was in this here group chat, the person greeting me was this admin who was a red diamond OC. Oh god. And all they ended up doing was just repeating the about page to me as if I wasn't required to read it before going into this group chat. I don't remember what ended up happening afterwards, but what I do remember is what I'll call the ball incident. Basically, every once in a while, this private group chat would have an event where there would be a ball because Amino had YouTube syncing, and in this ball, you were essentially reenacting an actual ball from the Diamond's planet from Steven Universe. You remember the episode, I'm sure you do. For the ball, you were required to have your roleplay account unfuse, so that way you wouldn't be outed by a diamond or whatever, and then eventually everyone ends up fusing at the end and causes fake chaos, and it's supposed to be fun and whatever, and to me, it was nothing more than just weird and awkward, because you were basically sitting there in silence, listening to classical music as a 15-year-old. No, scratch that, I was 14. And like, what else were you supposed to do? Just do that weird, awkward diamond dance in your room? It's what I ended up doing because I was really that bored. Don't judge me. But the reason I call this incident the ball incident is because not of the ball, it's what happened after the ball. Usually, when they would do these things, they'd end up closing the room after. Well, this one ended up staying open, and people decided to use it as a little voice chat room. And everyone was using it to talk about Blue Diamond behind their back because apparently this Blue Diamond admin was very power hungry and hated getting insulted ever. What thin skin elbows skill issue? Well, things ended up turning for the worst because you see, Blue Diamond ended up appearing in the chat and everyone was very quick to shut their mouths as soon as they realized Blue Diamond was here chilling. And what happened? Oh, nothing much. It's just, somebody had ended up blocking Blue Diamond so they couldn't enter the chat anymore, and well, that was probably one of the most dramatic things I've ever seen, because, here's all you ended up hearing. All you ended up hearing was, "Oh no, what have you done? What have you done?" And right as the person got cut off, that was because the room was shut down by Blue Diamond. Blue Diamond had shut down the room and threatened to kick or kicked, I can't remember, my memory is a little foggy on the situation, everyone who was in that room talking mess about Blue Diamond. But whatever happened next, I don't know, it just ended up leading to Blue Diamond apologizing. This next incident I'll mention, however, is kind of like a final straw, because this incident is what caused me to leave the private group, and I think everyone I knew also left it as well. Remember that red diamond OC that I mentioned earlier? And you also remember how the main admin was a white diamond who was 9 years old? This red diamond was also a little kid, and she loved just causing drama for no reason. As the lesser admin she had access to this one group chat where all the diamonds would get together, and basically you just sat there and watched these piss ants talk to each other for probably like 35 minutes. In this particular instance, I was also able to talk in there because you were allowed to talk in there so long as they let you in there. And basically, this little girl was just talking to me and waiting for the diamonds to show up because she just had that type of clout. I don't know. And as soon as all the diamonds showed up, well, guess what ended up happening? I was kicked because the red diamond was like, you're a fusion, get out. And I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? Now, I was only kicked from the voice chat. I could still type in there, thankfully, And the reason I say thankfully is because what ended up happening afterwards will totally shock your mind. It actually won't, but here's what happened anyway. We are all here waiting for this 9-year-old White Diamond, and while we're waiting for her, we also have this older White Diamond who is there to try and replace them. When this newer White Diamond was hearing of all of this, they were questioning everything. Yellow was questioning everything, Blue wasn't saying a damn thing, and then the 9-year-old showed up and proceeded to tell Yellow and Blue to go to their rooms as if this was having any sort of thing to do with a roleplay. Remember, this was a child, so they did not realize that this drama was actual real drama that was happening, and people just happened to have names associated with Steven Universe characters on top of it. Well, after all of that bickering, guess what happened? Red Diamond lost her admin position. The irony is just amazing. The irony is amazing, but what is also amazing is the fact that that entire private group was what the public group said it was. A drama-infested thing that you needed to proceed with caution in. And well, I proceeded with caution, and what I got out of it was a pretty entertaining filler arc in my life. But that's about all I wanted to say on the Steven Universe Amino community. Here's my advice. Don't ever join an Amino community. Just don't. I'm sure the app is doing better now. It's probably not, but for the sake of optimism, I'm sure it's doing better now. Just remember that you need to associate good people with bad people, and that's about it. So, yeah, make sure to do the 3 holy grails of YouTube, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you later. Bye! Also, Blue Diamond was a grown-ass man.